We start tonight with breaking news. A Palm Beach County judge has finally unsealed the grand jury transcripts detailing what happened 17 years ago when Jeffrey Epstein was indicted on only a single prostitution charge.
Everything we now know about Epstein and his wide-ranging crimes against young girls has many wondering what really happened behind those doors and why he seemed to just get a slap on the wrist at the time.
Yeah, grand jury documents are always sealed, not accessible to the public. The courts do that to protect the witnesses and the victims.
But in this case, a rare decision by the courts and lawmakers in response to public concerns about why Epstein didn't face much more serious charges. So what is in these new documents? I-Team Chief Investigator Mike Magnoli joins us live in our newsroom right now with more on that. Mike?
Jim and Liz, the day is finally here. The facts contained in these documents have been kept secret since 2008. There are 176 pages to go through, and we are poring over them right now inside the newsroom. But the headline so far, certainly the transcript of the testimony that the grand jury saw. Now, we know that police on Palm Beach were aware that there were allegations that Jeffrey Epstein was paying teenage girls to visit his home to give him massages. One Epstein victim was put on the stand. I believe we can show you some of the documents here. We know that she was 14 when she massaged Jeffrey Epstein. By the time the grand jury was looking into this, she was approximately 16. When questioned by detectives and later by prosecutors, there were some inconsistencies in her account of what happened. Now, the grand jury could only see and hear what was presented to them, mind you. They were even able to ask her questions directly. We can see their questions to her and those answers. And it's revealed here that she lied to Epstein and his assistant about her age repeatedly. She said she was 18. The transcript reveals that she bragged to friends about the money that she was paid, $300. And I can tell you the details become very graphic. The grand jury heard in detail what happened between the victim and Epstein. She was asked to take off her clothes. She was asked to get on top of him during the massage, and it gets worse from there. I can tell you investigators knew of at least 24 victims, but the grand jury didn't hear from all of them. There was certainly a lot more. They could have gone a lot further with this, but they indicted Epstein on 2 minor prostitution charges. So we continue to go over these documents. We'll have more over the course of the evening on air and online. Jim, for now, Liz, we'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Mike. Tonight, CBS 12's Luli Ortiz is speaking with one of Epstein's victims regarding these documents. You can watch that on CBS 12 News tonight at 11.
Also breaking today, the U.S. Supreme Court issuing a landmark decision on the presidential immunity in a case that directly impacts the former president and his campaign. Reporter
Atra El-Nashar is in Washington with more.
In a 6-3 decision, the conservative majority of the Supreme Court delivered former President Trump a partial victory in his fight against federal conspiracy and obstruction charges over his actions on and leading up to January 6th. They write, under our system of separated powers, the president may not be prosecuted for exercising his core constitutional powers, and he is entitled to at least presumptive immunity from prosecution for his official acts. That immunity applies equally to all occupants of the Oval Office, sending the case back down to the district court.
The trial judge in this case, Judge Chutkan, is going to have to sort out what's an official act, what's an unofficial act, what part of this indictment has to be thrown out, what can stay in, and that's going to take time.
Trump reacting on Truth Social. Big win for our Constitution and democracy, proud to be an American.
If Trump wins the election, he can tell his attorney general to fire the special counsel Jack Smith, and both the January 6 charges and the classified documents case would go away.
The 3 liberal-appointed justices dissent from the majority's opinion, saying it will have disastrous consequences for the presidency and for our democracy. Writing, it makes a mockery of the principle, foundational to our Constitution and system of government, that no man is above the law. They point out President Gerald Ford pardoned Richard Nixon for misusing his official power to obstruct the FBI's Watergate investigation. Proof both men understood a president is liable for criminal activity. The court's decision raises questions about what future presidents can get away with. Justice Sotomayor writes, orders the Navy's SEAL Team 6 to assassinate a political rival, immune. Organizes a military coup to hold on to power, immune. Takes a bribe in exchange for a pardon, immune. Immune, immune, immune. This decision essentially guarantees that a trial in the election subversion case will not happen before Election Day. The classified documents case and the Georgia election subversion case are each on hold for different reasons. As for the Manhattan hush money case, the former president will be sentenced on July 11th. In Washington, I'm Atra El-Nachar.